The reason why we ended up doing this story about bonobos is that they're like the fourth ape that nobody really knows about. Everybody knows about chimpanzees, gorillas, and the orangutans, but bonobos have been kind of in this quiet corner. A lot of people don't even know they exist, even so they're our closest relatives. One of the reasons why we know so little about them is that research has been really hard to get to them. So scientists have worked a lot with chimpanzees. They have a much broader range, but all of the bonobo range is in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the former Zaire, which is a very difficult place to get to. In the early 2000s, researchers really started habituating groups in the wild. So this opportunity opened through a research team from the German Max Planck Society. So by the time I got there, they had habituated this group for about 8 years, which was an amazing access. So they allowed me in, and I spent a lot of time in that forest with these bonobos and just was able to hang out with them in their daily life and see what they do. And they're quite different. They're very different from chimpanzees, whereas bonobos are female groups, are the leading units, and everything is much more peaceful, really. And so there's a lot to be learned, I guess, from these apes. We have no idea how many bonobos are left. It could be anywhere from, I think estimates range from 1,500 to 20,000. But we know it's not many. It's many, many fewer than chimpanzees, for example. And we know they've disappeared from lots of big areas of their former range. And we see them show up as bushmeat, fancy bushmeat that goes to Kinshasa, to Brazzaville, to Paris, to Brussels. So you can apparently eat bonobo in Europe if you pay enough money. So there's a very unfortunate market for that, and hunting for bushmeat is a huge issue. So massive areas of the Congo Basin are basically empty because of that. My background is biology. I'm a tropical biologist, and then I went into research wanting to contribute to conservation issues. But of course also because I like to be outdoors and because I had a connection and a desire to be out in nature. So this work now that I'm doing is really it's a translation job, translating science into bringing some of that into public domain. And if you photograph animals, there's kind of two strategies. There's the one where you try to hide in the blind and try to pretend you're not there. And I always feel like that you can see that, because animals usually know that you're around and that something is off. Whereas these habituation moments, I find them much more rewarding, because you're there and you kind of have to gain the trust. But then if you have that trust, you're much more embedded. So the photograph that shows this female laying there on a branch looking down at me, there was actually kind of a decisive moment for this one field site where I spent a good month in the field with a group that was not very well habituated. So it took me a long time to get to them. So I spent days and days and days walking kind of insane distances because they were a little nervous around humans. So this individual that we see in this photo is the dominant female, and she always kind of made sure that she was between me and the rest of the group. So she kind of kept an eye on me. And then this one late afternoon, she let me approach to maybe 10 meters. And she just kind of gave me this look, and I felt like something switched. Until then, it was just like I was this annoying thing that was following them. But I was kind of, I switched into the weird but harmless category. From that moment on, I got much closer from then on. So I had another 10 days with them that went much better than the beginning. So it was really like this contemplative look that I felt like she was giving me. There was something where it's like, okay, well, you're strange, but so far you haven't done anything bad, so I will give you a chance. Yeah, that was a great moment, actually.